let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Turning up the heat, Team Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the air. Bringing sports tonight, Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL Sports Show, it's the place to be.
Welcome, ATL Sports fans. Welcome, everyone to What the Falcon, home of the Brave. I'm here with my guy, Scott Karasik, like Jurassic. What's going on, man? How you doing today, brother? All well?
All's good. Got a lot of approvals this week, so.
Oh, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Make that money. Make that money. Don't let the money make you. That's a famous quote from, what was that? Players Club in the 90s. Players Club. Make the money, don't make the. Wait, you look like I saw Players Club, but I don't remember that. You know, have you seen Players Club?
No, I thought it was Wu-Tang that said it.
I mean, they could have, but I'm sure they did. But there is a quote from the movie where, because there's this quote that where the lady says, "You got to use what you got to get what you want," right? And so at the end of it, I believe, God, what was the main character says to her cousin, "Make the money, don't let the money make you." So there you go. Anyway, how you doing, my friend? How was your week? Are you looking forward to this upcoming Falcons game? Talk to me, Scott.
I think this week is going to be a lot better for the Falcons.
You think so?
Last week was a lot of just like one or two things went wrong here or there, right?
Okay.
It wasn't a complete collapse of errors, complete collapse of judgment. And they played a team that right now is being projected to be the 3 seed in the NFC.
Okay.
So the fact that they were playing so close with the projected 3 seed, to me, says that there's going to be a lot better week this week. And also, I think they're going to play better just in general, because I don't think the Vikings have the same kind of guys that the Bucs have in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, as of last week, we weren't thinking Vita Vea. Yeah. The combination of Vita Vea and Antoine Winfield made that game completely different than if those two hadn't have been in it. Like, those are complete game changers. So.
Definitely complete game changers, my friend. Definitely. Vita Vea is something. Monte Carlo says we're going to get this W. So, hey, man, we got to do what we got to do. And I am here for it. So, yeah, man, let's talk about some missed opportunities. Let's talk about last week's game. I mean, look, it was a good game. I'm not going to harp on Koo. We've done that all week. Although he should have made the kick. I'm just saying.
I agree.
But let's talk about missed opportunities. In your mind's eye, what missed opportunities hurt us the most in the game against the Bucs?
So there were 4, maybe 5 interceptions that were dropped.
Yeah.
That, to me, can't happen this week. You got to get at least 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
I don't care if you're dropping 3 if you're catching 2, right? You can't just catch 0. And we had another one go just over Watt's hands.
Yeah.
So
I saw that. I did see that.
That's the biggest opportunity. Yeah, they missed some sacks. They were kind of offset on the stunts a little bit. The defensive line pass pressure was the best it's been in years.
It
And
was. It
like
really
I get we didn't get any, we got one sack, right? Maybe two if they stat corrected the Zach Harrison play on the first play of the game. But Baker's notoriously tough to sack.
yeah.
Like very notoriously tough to sack. One of the toughest guys to even get a hold of because he's got such good movement in the backfield.
Yeah.
Not as worried about that. Like again, sacks and interceptions, those are going to come with more reps, more time. I feel really good about the defense, honestly. The run defense was even pretty solid. Yeah, they allowed a bunch of runs in the middle. Like everybody gets mad about that. But you take out that big Baker run, which honestly should have had two holding calls on it. One on Pierce, one of the guy versus Pierce, one of the guy versus Ebiketie. Because both those guys got tackled on that play.
Yeah, they did.
You take out that big Baker run and they ran for 80 yards on 22 plays. Like, not really as worried. I think we missed a couple big runs in the run game as well on our side.
Yeah. Well, we
Those
couldn't do anything with that middle, man. We and look, if Vita
yeah,
Vea is a hoss. I mean, that's a I'm from Montgomery, Alabama originally. I grew up in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta since I was 3. I'm 55, so you can classify me as an Atlantan. But my mama used to say that's a man.
well,
That's a grown man. Like that's a man. Vita Vea is huge.
oh yeah.
Okay, you're not gonna run over him. You know what
Well,
I mean?
as good as Vea and Cansey are, this week we get Hargrave and Allen, and Allen's great, Hargrave's great. They don't really have the edges with Van Ginkel out. They don't really like. We can get a lot more outside with their linebacking core banged up.
Yeah.
Ivan Pace is good, but Ivan Pace can be washed out by Pitts, honestly. Pitts was doing it last year. So I think they're going to be a little bit better. Harrison Smith may not be in the game. They're not going to have Jeff Okuda. I mean, they're not going to have Christian Darrisaw, their starting left tackle, which really hurts their offensive line. So I think there's a really good shot that the Falcons this week play a lot better.
Are you concerned? So was us not being able to and Carlos's interceptions, by the way, but was us not being able to run the ball a byproduct of lack of execution on our part, or just that they had a superior defensive line on theirs? Like, was their defensive line just that much better than our offensive line, or did we not execute, or is it kind of somewhere in the middle?
So one of my favorite stats to look at is yards per carry on a defensive side because it normalizes over the year, right?
Right.
Once you have enough attempts.
Right.
Last year, the Buccaneers were roughly 10th. They had a lot of injuries last year with Vea. The year before, they were 8th. The year before that, they were, 16th? But 16th, 10th, 8th. They've looked the best I've ever seen the Buccaneers run defense this past week. Like, in years. Since, 2002, different.
Damn.
So, I'm not as worried about the offensive lack of running and lack of getting it going in the run game because the Buccaneers just really have a great run defense and really smart linebackers. Levante David is one of the most underrated linebackers. Again, as much as people like Ivan Pace and as solid as Ivan Pace is, the other guy in the middle for them is Eric Wilson, and he's dog shit. There's a reason why he didn't start the season. They had Blake Cashman. They went out and got Blake Cashman. Now Cashman's on IR. So
you're not worried at all about okay.
And then there's a couple things where on some deep balls, right? We saw Hodge drop one, or not drop one, but miss one. We saw Washington drop one after he got blasted by Winfield. Washington has a concussion now, apparently from that hit, which
That's his
no
third
shot.
one, right?
Right before the end of the game, he took that shot, and if Winfield doesn't make that play, Washington is walking in
Yes, he
for a
is.
touchdown. There's nobody between him and the end zone. He's got a wide open lane, and if Winfield misses on that hit and misses wide like I think he would, I mean, Washington's not only walking that in, Washington is scoring his first NFL touchdown, looking like the stud of the game. And we also have him for this next week, and people are like, man, Washington made a great play. He was playing out of his mind this week. Like he was
And that's what's so sad about it, Scott. He played a great game.
a
Washington,
great game.
other than Kyle Pitts, I think Washington played the best from a receiver perspective. Look, Kyle Pitts was outstanding.
Well,
It,
London,
it,
but London did what we expected, right?
right. I mean, okay. I mean,
London had a couple drops.
London is in a world by himself. But
Yeah,
I'm saying Kyle was, Kyle was otherworldly this week. Like he really was. I think he might have converted what 3 or 4 third downs. Like he was that dude, man. He was that dude. So, is Casey Washington playing or is he out this week?
he's out with the concussion this week.
So
And
does that mean we see Chris Blair?
so Jamal Agnew's out. That's wide receiver number 6 on the roster. Casey Washington's out. That's wide receiver number 5 on the roster. That means the Falcons have 4 wide receivers right now on the active roster. We're going to see at least one call up, whether it's Sills or Blair. We might see both Sills and Blair get called up this week.
Isn't Sills on the regular roster anyway?
No, Sills had a weird roster thing where they cut him because he could be a vested veteran. They put him on the practice squad so that if they call him up more than a couple times this year, then his full salary isn't guaranteed. It's a weird cap thing, weird cap trigger
Know that.
that they avoided.
I did. You're teaching me something there, buddy. I didn't know. Okay. Carrie says, "Hey, hey, T. Will and Ryan. What? I think that's just a typo. I know she meant Scott. Scott says Ryan. Carrie says, laugh my A off. Sorry, Scott. I mean T. Will and Scott. I'm texting my cousin Ryan as I type that.
All good.
Okay.
All good, Carrie.
There you go. Carlos says Nick Nash. What do you think? You think we see Nick Nash this week, or give me your thoughts?
No, we won't see Nick Nash until middle of the season at the earliest.
Damn.
He needs some work.
Damn.
I don't think we see Drummond for a while either, but I also just don't think Drummond is that good.
Damn. Okay, Scott. I just don't hold anything back, okay? I really want you to just tell us how you feel.
If Drummond was that good, he would have made the 53 man. I mean, that's just honesty.
I hear you. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I love the idea of Blair though. Blair runs a 4.4. You can get some added speed. I think Blair could really be a surprise. He and Penix have a great rapport. So I mean, calling Blair up to the main roster for this week makes a lot of sense. And he's good on special teams. So is Sills. So you're not losing anything on special teams with those guys. I'll be honest with you. If Agnew wasn't a good returner, Agnew wouldn't have made the roster. Because that's all his value is in the NFL. I just don't see the value of keeping him. And honestly, I don't know how Felipe Franks made the roster, but that's a whole other conversation.
Carrie is laughing right now because she knows I'm a fan of Felipe Franks, but it's okay. It's okay, Scott. Dance on my religion if you want. It's okay.
Hey, and he's wearing Roddy's number, so no, I'm not. I'm not exactly happy about Felipe Franks.
Just dance on my religion, why don't you? It's okay. All right, let's talk about some good things that we saw in that game, Scott. Give me your positives for the game that, when you walked away, you felt like, okay, it's coming, it's there. This team is who we think they are. Give me some examples of that from last week's matchup.
Michael Penix was awesome.
Yes, he was. Lord, yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Like he was amazing. The pass rush, you can see elements of it coming together. And it's week 1. Pass rush normally takes 3-4 weeks to fully come together. So you can see those elements coming together pretty quickly. So I'm excited about that. And then the secondary, Xavier Watts, man. I told you this dude was a dude.
You did.
I told you this dude was going to be good.
You did tell me that.
And that dude is everything I thought it would be. And honestly, Billy Bowman was way better in the slot than I thought he'd be week 1. Don't get me wrong. I thought Bowman was going to be good in the slot. But he was like really friggin' good in the slot this past week.
Yeah, I mean,
way better in the slot than I thought he was going to be. And again, I thought he was going to be at least above average. He was good. He was like objectively good day 1, and Watts was objectively good to great day 1. Like those guys played their ass off and did a great job this week. I'm a big fan of watching those guys play. That gives us 4.5 really good secondary members. Because Hughes is average.
I mean, well, he was last week. Now, to be fair, on that ball that he got beat on, Jesse was cheating to get an interception. And I think Jesse should have had coverage on that. So,
He should have, but Hughes also should have played it a little skinnier than he did.
You think so?
Absolutely. When you notice your free safety has bailed, you've got to go straight to man-to-man. You don't play outside leverage. You try to center up your leverage on that. That's on Jesse. Or that's on not Jesse. That's on Mike.
Okay.
Like Mike deserves to get credited for the touchdown allowed there.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Carrie says she wish she could have edited that to fix it before you saw it. Carrie says, I'm laughing right now. He just said that the biggest Felipe Franks defender. I'm with you, Scott. Whatever, Carrie. Carrie says, Scott is a savage this evening. Laugh out loud. Would love to know his thoughts on the coup currently. Hold on one sec, because I got thoughts too. I want to hear them. I just want to finish this. We got the Dixon Way in here. Sup, fellas? Bright spot was MPJ is a dog.
Yeah.
The rookies in the second arch were
secondary.
Thank you, brother. Okay. And he says it right there. Yeah, the secondary. Okay, you got it. Carrie says, hope y'all doing well. Not sure if y'all went over it already, but I'd love to know Scott's thoughts on the run game or lack thereof against the Bucks. Are you worried about it against the Vikings? I know we had over 150 rushing against them last season, but I'm slightly worried after Sunday. Dixon Way says Billy Bowman and the X-Men Xavier Watts is a great pickup. And yes, they are. They agree with you. Now, let's talk about Koo and the whole kicking debacle. And what the hell, Raheem? What do you mean when you say what the hell, T. Will? Well, I'll tell you, Scott. The 49ers had an issue with their kicker. And you know what they did, Scott? You know what they did, right? They released him, right? And you know what else?
The kicker missed 3 kicks.
He did. And they should have.
Out of 5.
They should have released him. Right?
Our kicker missed 1 kick out of 5.
Right. But
so that's why
we had issues with them last year.
We had issues with them last year. I get that. Trust me, I get that.
Right. Here's my thing, right? Why the 3-man? Why the circus? Why the 7 kickers? Just pick somebody, man. I think who's past it. But go ahead. Give us your thoughts, sir. Give us your thoughts. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So he missed 1 out of 5. The one he missed was an objectively big miss, right? There's no questions asked. It was a huge miss. I'm not telling you that it wasn't a big miss. However, that game was not all on that kick and should have never been all on that kick. And honestly, if Koo makes that kick and they still lose, he's still going to hear it because he hit the post on a kick before. I do think the right call was to bring in competition. They brought in a guy who they should have brought in last year instead of Riley Patterson because Parker Romo was really solid for the Vikings last year in those 4 games he played. Went 11 for 12. His one miss was for 44 during a rainy day in Arizona. I'm going to forgive that, right? The one day it rains in Arizona, whatever, no big deal, right? When you kick for Atlanta, you play 9 to 12 games in a dome every year. You're guaranteed 9. Between Atlanta and New Orleans, you're guaranteed those 9 to be in a dome. You're guaranteed 2 games in warm weather cities with Carolina and Tampa. So no matter how that works, I'm worried about Koo's. I'm not as worried about the fact that he missed it. I'm worried about the fact that he's kept his same mechanics that weren't working last year.
Right.
That's the issue I have.
Right.
Like we're gonna have kickers miss kicks. It happens.
Right.
What's the bigger issue is he didn't change anything to go back to what was helping him actually make kicks in the past.
Right.
I don't care if you can boot it 60 yards if you can't get it between the uprights.
Correct. If you don't know where it's going, and that's what I get from him, because by his reactions, he thought it was going to go in a different direction. And that, for me, is the concern. That's like a pitcher, Scott, who can throw it 100 miles an hour, but he can't throw it over the plate.
So,
right?
And much like a pitcher, it's all about release point with the foot, with the kicks.
Agreed. And follow through and delivery. But yes, correct.
Well, when you hit it off the ball of your foot instead of the sweet spot in your foot, much like a baseball swing, you want to hit it in the sweet spot because you get more distance, right? You can also control where the ball is going if you hit it with your sweet spot. Because these are soccer kicks. He's been hitting it with the ball of his foot. That's part of his mechanical issue. He needs to kick it with the sweet spot of his foot. So that's what's been going on with Koo the last 2 years. It's an issue. It's a big issue. And he doesn't realize it's an issue, and it's really easy to see if he just slightly switched up his stuff. We're talking an inch more to the right on every kick that he just moves in and that he kicks it from, that he plants his foot an inch more to the right. He's going to start making a lot more kicks.
I hear you.
Screwing it up.
I hear you.
Wrong spot on the ball.
I do hear you, but my concern is, and look it, I mean, hey, it sounds simple, but when you talk about, something that's repeatable and deliverable, we're basically, he's been having this issue for part of 3 seasons, the latter part of 2023, all of last year and this year. Do you think maybe there's a part of him that's injured? Do you let's exhaust all possibilities here. Is it an injury? Is it a mental thing? Or is he just in what we in the baseball world call a slump, a prolonged slump? Or is he past it? Like, give me your thoughts.
I'm telling you, it's mechanical issues. It's John Rocker.
There's a name.
Like, what caused John Rocker's career to end? It wasn't him talking crap about people in New York and being a bigot. It was the fact that he had horrible mechanics his entire career. And by the end of it, his mechanical issues were so bad, they cut him. That's what caused his career to end. Koo is having mechanical issues. That's really all it is. It's mechanical issues. He needs to go back to the mechanics that were actually working for him. And he'll be fine. But that's probably a 1.5, 2 year thing for him to fix. It's not an easy fix. Even though it doesn't sound like much, it's not an easy fix.
Oh, no, it's not.
You've got to retrain your brain and retrain how you step and retrain every single piece to get that back exactly the way it should be.
Yes.
Well, John Parker Romer's sitting right here. Let's give him the job if Koo misses another kick. Like, I'm not done. But Koo has one more miss from under 50. If a kicker misses from over 50, I do not give a shit.
Right. That's fair.
Because that's such a hard kick, right? Like, whatever. You miss from under 50, you're fine. You miss from 44 in a clutch situation, you've never done that before.
Yeah.
I got a real worry now.
That's a red flag.
And
That is
that's
a
your
red.
strike two. Last
Yeah.
year was strike one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was strike two this past week. You do anything like that again, you miss another kick from inside 50 again, you're gone.
Okay.
We could win 55-0, but you missed that kick from inside 50. I'm cutting your ass. I do not care because I want this team to have a kicker they can rely on.
Right. That's fair. That's fair. I don't have an issue with that. Me personally, I'm kind of over it because I agree that is not a simple fix.
Not a simple fix.
That is not a simple fix, and which means you really can't do that during the season. You get what I'm
No,
saying? You can't. You can. So now we got to go with your current mechanics. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And let me ask you this question. Let me ask you guys in the chat this question. If it's Sunday night and the Falcons are down by 1, we're on the Minnesota 40. Do you trust Koo to make that kick? That's a 50-yard. Do
how
you?
much time is left in the game?
Uh, 2.5 minutes.
What's the down and distance?
It's 4th and 3.
Go
You've
for it.
got one timeout.
Go for it.
Okay.
Fuck it. 4th and 3 from the 40. Go for it. I'm not taking the points there because you don't know if you're getting the points, and then you got to throw your defense out there with one timeout. No, you go for it.
Okay.
I don't like 4th and 3. Fuck it, go for it. 4th and 7. Fuck it, go for it. Like I want to make sure that I have my I know I trust this defense a hell of a lot more than I've trusted other defenses in the past. They still gave up the lead at the end this past week.
They did. They did.
They're not there yet. They're getting better. They're getting closer. They're not there yet.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think you're right, my friend. I definitely think you're right. So let's talk about, and I know you said they're not there, but let's talk about, because they played great. I mean, even giving up that drive, they played great that entire game. I'm not gonna, yeah, they missed some interceptions and yeah, they missed some sacks. But here's my question: the sacks that they missed, were they because we didn't maintain our rush lanes, or did we just miss Baker when we had him in our sights? Like, was it poor execution on our part or better execution on his?
Some of them were better execution on his.
Okay.
Some of them were uncalled holds that were like stupid obvious, but they called no holds on either offensive line, so I can't really be mad. And some of them were just like atrocious lane discipline, which Ebiketie, that one play where people get on him, he got pulled to the ground by the lineman and it wasn't called, and he was on the ground, and they're like, Ebiketie, maintain your lane. It's like, dude, he was literally thrown to the ground. Like, what are we supposed to do here? So some of it is like a little bit of bad luck, which you're going to have happen in pass rush situations. That 20-yarder, though, he was tackled, and the dude laid on top of him, which is obvious holding because you're literally not allowed to do that from like age 12. So like that 20-yard run should have never happened. That should have been called back for holding. You call that 20-yard run back, that completely changes the game.
It does change the complexion.
100%.
Yeah, it does.
Because that 20-yard run happened when was that 20-yard run? That was the touchdown that made it 17-10. Completely different game.
Completely different game. 100%.
Completely different game. Because that was on a 3rd and 6 from the 28.
Okay. All right.
Instead, they probably kick a field goal. Well, that's a difference of 4 points. 4 points later in the game, what happens? So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. There's little things that happen that will affect the game a lot more than they should. And I wish we had a ref thing. Like, you know how we have umpire scorecards for baseball? I wish we had
Like
like
a
a ref,
metric, yeah, like a metric.
because they basically gave the Bucks 4 points with that. Because you can't go in there and be like, dude, that was a hold. It should have been 3rd and 16 from the Falcons 38. Let's assume the Falcons get a stop and they don't allow 16 yards, they allow 14, and the Bucks kick a field goal and they're up 13-10. Completely different game at that point.
That's true. That's true.
So there's just so much that goes into every single play. Every single play matters in some way and can completely change the outcome. But yeah.
All right. That is fair. That is fair. Yeah, that coup thing really hurt, man. That one really hurt. If you had to give a game ball to 2 players on offense and 2 players on defense, I think I know who they are, but who would your game balls go to?
Offense is easy. It's Bijan and Penix. They did a great job.
Okay. They did.
Bijan had like 150 total yards or something like that, like or 130 something total yards and touchdown and on something like that. Like that's a hell of a day for Bijan. Never going to be mad at that kind of day. He helped the team out a ton. Penix played his ass off. And there's probably 3 inches of difference between him throwing for 3 touchdowns and him throwing for 1 touchdown this past week. And I'm not talking 3 inches of difference on Penix's part. I'm talking 3 inches of difference of the wide receiver gets his head around 3 inches sooner, or Winfield misses that tackle, or there's a couple plays where the guys just dropped it. Like London dropped it in the end zone. Now, I will say I don't think he actually dropped it. I think he caught that ball, but there wasn't the angle, so officially he dropped it.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
If London makes that catch, if Washington or Hodge make those catches and get in, that's 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He honestly threw 4 balls that could have gotten touchdowns this past week. And for whatever reason, the guys either didn't haul it in or something happened, but it completely changed the game.
It did.
Those 3 balls that were dropped or were just missed by Hodge. If he keeps running, catches that ball, scores a touchdown, there's 4 seconds left in the game. And then if Koo misses the extra point, who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, 3
You're still up by 3 at that point. Right. They're going for a touchdown regardless, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So on defense,
Xavier
Watts played out of his fucking mind. He was killing it out there. Like, dude was absolutely killing it. And a name you're probably not expecting to hear, Divine Diablo.
Oh, no, he was outstanding.
Dude was everywhere.
He was like Visa. He was everywhere.
Remember when you asked about Divine Diablo in the offseason and you were like, I don't know who this guy is. I'm like, he's fast as hell. He's got good instincts. He's in the wrong scheme and with the Raiders. They're using him as a weak side linebacker in a 34, like trying to blitz him a bunch. Like, that's not really his role. He's more of an interior guy. He's more of a middle kind of guy, Jack, Mike kind of guy. We played him at the We played him at the Mike. We were playing Ellis is more of a Jack, or I guess a Will in our scheme is he'd be the Will, because we're really only using 2 off-ball linebackers. So we had the Mike and the Will. Ellis is playing the Will. Diablo was really playing the Mike, and Diablo was out there killing it. He was doing everything you wanted him to do. When they went to their penny sets, Diablo was in there. They were using Ellis down on the line as opposed to Diablo on the line, which was smart. I think when Anderson comes back, we're going to see a little bit less of Ellis in the starting lineup or in the regular lineup.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely. They were having Ellis do some things that he didn't look the most comfortable with in coverage.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't rush Ellis though.
They were rushing Ellis. Ellis wasn't getting a lot of penetration. They honestly rushed Diablo as much as they rushed Ellis. I think a big reason why I think they're going to keep Anderson in a little bit more when he comes back versus just sitting him straight on the bench is Ellis blitzed 9 times in 58 snaps. Diablo blitzed 9 times in 57 snaps. Like, there were only 58 snaps to go around for the defense. If Ellis came off the field, or if Diablo came off the field, I don't really remember when that happened.
Yeah.
It's going to be 100% honest. It was for one play, and that one play, Jordan Fuller went in for him. Which makes me think that DeMarco Helms would be the guy that would go in and, because Fuller's out this week.
Yeah.
So
it's probably a good point.
But yeah, Diablo and Watts, they got the game balls for me. They played out of their minds.
They did.
Honorable mention to Ebiketie. Honorable mention to Ellis. I think Ellis played real well. Honorable mention to Ruka Rororo.
Really? Because they were getting on Rook for that. They were getting on Rook.
Rook did one stupid thing.
Okay.
He didn't let up when he should have. One stupid mistake. He won't do it again.
Okay. I mean, that's fair. For me, I agree with everything you said. For me, special mention will go to Kyle Pitts. I think he had a great game.
Yes.
And everybody you said on defense is spot on. So I'm in complete 100% alignment with you there. But I really liked what I saw from Kyle, especially in third down situations. He was where he needed to be at the time he needed to be. And Penix got him the ball. And Penix looked great, man. That touchdown. Not only that, but that first down before that touchdown, I'm looking at that. I'm thinking there's no way in hell he's got a chance of making that. And somehow, some kind of way, he eluded the defender enough to get the first down. I mean, it was herky jerky and it took everything he had, but he did it. And looking at it, if you go back and look at that play, he's like 5 yards. He doesn't have a chance in you know where. And again, some kind of way, he's evasive enough to make that play and stretch his body as far as it can stretch and get that first down. Scott, you just can't teach that. You either you have that in you or you don't. And then the touchdown, it's like, okay, nothing's going to work. You know what I mean? Refs aren't giving us anything. I'm just going to do this myself. I'm going to call my own number. I think Penix was just phenomenal. And, if there was a number one player of the game, it's got to be him. It simply has to be him. So yeah, we've done everything we can with the Bucks. We've talked about it.
I do want to talk about Pitts real quick versus the Bucks.
Go ahead. Let's do it. Go ahead.
I've been wanting for the longest time for Pitts to just learn what to do, sit in the soft spot in the zone, and get the easy yards. He had one miscue this week where we were like, hey, keep running. And it was an obvious chemistry miscue. It wasn't like, hey, he wasn't trying. He was like, he stopped. He thought he found the soft spot, and there was a guy hanging on him. And he was like, oh, shit, my bad. I found the wrong spot in the zone. Later in the game, they ran that same play. He found that same soft spot in the zone, and the guy was out of the way. He caught that ball for a first down.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Pitts is still kind of figuring that out. But when he can figure that out and get all these gimmies, because that's all he got this week were a bunch of gimmies. Bunch of easy ones.
Yeah, you got to take what the defense gives you. But my thing was he was there when we needed him. Like his catches were not just garbage catches. A lot of at least 3 or 4 of them were third and whatever.
He wasn't doing that in any of his first 4 years. Even as a rookie, he wasn't getting the gimmies. He was the explosive guy for Ryan.
That's correct.
If he can get all these gimmies and then add an explosive every other game, give me five catches for 60 yards from Pitts every single week, guaranteed. And then that 145-yard touchdown or that 122-yard touchdown or that 118-yard touchdown here and there or that 18-yard big play here and there, I will take that all the time. That's such a great fit for what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Scott, I know we're up against it on time tonight, so let's get to some of these plays. And you again, and I want to thank you. You drew up about 8 plays, 4 on offense, 4 on defense, that you might or we might see the Falcons deploy this weekend. Also, Kerry says, why did we bring in Riley Patterson last season? I'm going to say probably because nobody else was available. So,
John Parker Roma was available, and they should have brought him in instead.
well, I'm going to say that. Okay, Silk Legacy says, what's up, T. Will and Scott? Silk got that fire. Yeek! So here we go. This is Mountain Pin Pull Sweep. Explain to us what's going on and why you think we can run it this week against this Vikings team.
So I couldn't get the exact formation that I would want to see this run in, but this should be a 12 personnel.
Okay.
It should be, instead of the motion being a wide receiver, it should be a tight end. That should be Charlie Warner. This is a counter off of that stupid motion play that they ran 6 times against the Bucks.
Okay.
So you run that motion. Everybody's like, all right, we're going to crash down on this motion. Right. It's going right there. And then you quick toss it to Bijan going the other direction, and you pull your center and your guard, and you have, Newsel, Lindstrom, Wilkerson, and maybe Pitts. Maybe Felipe Franks, because that he can actually block. It's the one good thing he does. Or you have Tegan Catoriano.
He can block, Kerry. You see that? He can block. All right, go ahead.
I'd have Tegan Catoriano there, and you just toss it out to Bijan and let him have fun with it. Let him, if you're doing the motion away from the play, you're doing it the right way with Werner, because people know what that Werner motion does now. It's been a signal. Hey, the ball's coming right here. Right here.
I like that. I actually like that. Again, it's not predictable, so I can dig it. Let's get to our next play, which is a mesh sweep. Let me tell you something. I love the mesh concept. I love the mesh concept because it gives so many options. Let's talk about when down in distance. When would you run this? Is this first half? Is this second half? What's the scenario you're running this play?
I thought I said this one last week, but yeah.
I think you did, but it was a different variation.
Yeah.
I think it was a different variation. Because there are a lot of mesh concepts out there.
This is a mesh rail concept. Again, Pitts is that over mesh. The under on the mesh is going to be Mooney, because that can open up real wide and give a lot of open space.
Yep.
The rail, obviously Bijan. And then the reverse rail, instead of it normally being Pitts, I would actually have this be London this week, because there's only one good corner on the Vikings right now, and he's not even that good. Because Okuda's hurt, Harrison Smith isn't really doing the best. Isaiah Rodgers is their number 1 corner. They've got Josh Metellus at strong safety. They don't really have a great safety with Theo Jackson. He's just okay. Byron Murphy's solid, but he's a nickel. So you take up Byron Murphy with Pitts. And then that last wide receiver, David Sills, McLeod, Blair, you could have them sit. This is essentially a post and sit where you find that soft spot in the zone. But if you could easily make that an option route where he continues up, he just finds space, right? So your number 1 guy on this is probably Pitts doing the over mesh.
Okay.
Number 2 is Mooney on the under mesh.
Okay.
If you've got it and neither one of those guys have it, hit Bijan or London on one of those rails.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Let's go to this one. And this is another one of my favorites. I love Texas.
We did this one last week too.
No, we did a different variation, because I think on the one we did last week, I don't know that there's one of these routes is different. Again, and there are a bunch of Texas concepts. Yeah, but I don't think we did that. I don't think we did. But Pitt's
going deep from the tight end position, and then you had
Bijan.
the deep post or deep corner, that's going to Mooney. Out on the right, you've got the deep out. You have London run that quick hook. You're going to have McLeod. Honestly, I'd throw Sills in on this.
Okay.
I'd have Sills on that left side. Sills in London, or Sills and Mooney on that left side, and have Sills be right there. Because that's your quick last resort check down, right? You want to hit Pitts in the seam over the middle. You want to hit Robinson in the seam, like in the Texas, or you want to hit that deep corner to Mooney. Those are your top 3 options on this route. Then worst case scenario, you hit London on that out or Sills on that check down.
Okay. All right. And now we're going to get to one of my favorite all-time plays in Madden. I absolutely love this play. And that's that halfback stretch, baby. So I'm talking about.
Bang, bounce.
Just saying. Love it. Love it. Guaranteed for 5 yards when T Will's playing. Give me your thoughts, Scott, on this. When are we running this? What's the down and distance? What's the situation?
1st and 10.
Okay.
This is your base for the game. This is the base play for your run game.
Okay.
Again, bend, bang, bounce. You bend it back. That whole 7-man group up front moves together. They all take a step to the right. They all take a step up the field. Find the closest guy to block. Let Bijan find the hole. That's the zone blocking scheme.
All right. Fair enough. Let's get to some Falcons trivia. All right, guys, you Falcon fans out here, a lot of this you guys should know. Who holds the Falcons record for most career rushing yards? And it might not be who you think, but then again, I don't know who you think.
Most career rushing yards?
Yes, most career rushing yards.
That's either Andrews or Turner.
One more guy.
Joe Riggs?
Yep.
Oh, all yeah. Right. Turner's about 600 behind Riggs. That's crazy. Yep. I would have thought it was – well, soon it's going to be Bijan Robinson, but we're probably about 2 years away from that.
Yep. I would agree. All right. Now, this was really easy. This was really easy. I don't even know why I'm going to ask this, but who is the all-time leading Falcon receiver in Falcons history? We all know this.
Julio.
There you go. All right. We ain't even got to spend time on that. That was a given. Who holds the Falcons single season record for passing touchdowns?
Matt Ryan.
There you go. Matty Ice. And then
he doesn't just hold the one spot. He holds the 1, 2, 3, and then 6 through 11 spots.
Yeah, he's that dude, man. He is that dude. He is him. He is Himothy.com. Who holds the franchise record for most sacks in a single season?
So part of me wants to say that's John Abraham, but I also think Claude Humphrey might have had a shot on that.
It is John Abraham, and I think Claude Humphrey was in the top 2, if not 3. So, yeah, but it is John Abraham. You are correct. You are correct, sir. Let's get into some defensive concepts. Did we do? We did do Saw Blitz 3 last week, right?
We did Saw Blitz. Yeah, we did a lot of these last week.
Did we do linebacker?
We did that last week. They ran it a lot this week, though.
Yes, they did.
And they ran it with Diablo a lot.
Yeah, they did. Did we do cover 3 matchup?
Cover 3 match. That's actually the play that they scored the touchdown on. That Egbuka scored that last touchdown on. Cover 3 match with match concept. Well, actually, let's go back to cover 3 match real quick because I can explain why this play didn't work.
Okay.
With the match concept, you switch to man coverage in a certain spot. And that spot is when you're downfield and you realize you ain't got no help inside.
Oh, is that the Mike Hughes play? Is that the
Mike Hughes play? This is exactly what they ran. I mean, instead of it being the strong safety Watts going out. Watts was playing that zone where it's literally covering him up, and the linebacker went and covered the cloud. But same concept.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Diablo was out there covering the cloud out there, and Watts was kind of just stationary and covering his inside zone.
Okay.
But yeah, that's exactly what they were in.
All right. Fair enough. Tampa 2. Now
This is the play that Ellis had his. They were in a modified version of it, but this is the play that Ellis had his almost interception on.
Okay. All right. All right.
I mean, they
Fair
ran
enough.
all this. These are staple concepts in an Ulbrich and Raheem Morris defense. I mean,
Yep.
you're going to see these every single week. This
Yep.
is what they run. It's what they like to run.
It's who they are.
It is
All
who
right.
they are.
Give me your predictions on this week's. I need the score. Give me your prediction.
I think we win.
All right.
I think it's close. The Vikings are good. I don't think it should be close, but I think it is close.
Okay.
And the reason why I don't think it should be close is I don't think JJ McCarthy is the guy he was in the fourth quarter. I think JJ McCarthy is the guy he was the first three quarters.
Okay. All right.
And I think he throws a couple picks this week. But
I
think it's
a couple picks.
I think it's close because that Vikings defense is really good too. If I had to guess, I'm going to say 27-21. Falcons win.
All right. Fair enough. Mactown Dirty says, "What's up, fellas?"
Oh,
Here's-
and I'm going to make a prediction about Koo.
All right.
He makes 2 field goals. He misses 1 field goal from 50 plus, and he misses an extra point.
I'm gonna make one prediction about Koo. He's not in the game. Okay. Carrie says, laugh my Scott said Parker Romo was available. T Will said, yeah, well, I'm gonna say that. Probably did. All right. Let's get to buying or selling. Carlos says 24-17 Falcons, obviously. Buying or selling. Falcons will fix their run blocking issues this week. You buying or selling?
I'm buying it, but mainly because I think the Vikings are who they are. And I don't think they have all 3 levels as good as what the Buccaneers have. The Buccaneers have 3 levels of just talented dudes all over that defense. I don't think the Vikings secondary is very good. I don't think their inside linebackers are very good outside of Pace. I don't think their outside linebackers are good with Van Ginkel out. I think they're good, like they're average, but I don't think they're good. And I think this offense can beat an average group of guys very easily. I don't think it can beat an elite group of guys yet, but we know that. We knew that this year wasn't that year. This is the year to get them to average so that they can take the next step next year. So I'm going to buy that they're going to fix their run blocking issues this week. I think they get over 100 rushing yards. I think they get probably 125, 130. On, I don't know, we'll say 35 carries.
All right. Fair enough. Buying or selling, Penix will throw for over 4,000 yards this year.
I've been saying all year he's throwing 4,500.
All right. I'm just checking. I'm just checking your temperature.
Yeah, he's throwing 4,500 this year.
I'm just checking. Anwar Hill says, T Will, what up, Anwar? Craig, hashtag cut coup, says 34-17 Falcons. What up, Craig? Buying or selling, Scott, Falcons will get 45 sacks or more this year.
Sell.
Okay.
They don't get 45.
Okay. Buying or selling, Falcons will be top 10 in defensive takeaways.
Oh. I want to buy it, but takeaways are a lot of luck on top of everything else. I'm going to buy that they're going to be top 10 in pressure and top 10 in pass breakups. Fumbles are absolutely random, so you can't say anything about that. I think they'll be top 15 in forced fumbles. If that all normalizes out with average luck, yeah, they'll be top 10 in takeaways, right? If it doesn't, if they've got bad luck, they'll be like 14th in takeaways. If they've got great luck, they'll be top 5 in takeaways. So that's a wait and see. I can't buy it yet.
Okay. Carrie wants me to ask you some question about the run game last week versus the Bucks. I guess she wants to know from in your opinion, what happened. And I know we discussed it, but I think she missed it. So if you would not mind, just kind of reiterate your thoughts on the Falcons' inability to run the ball against the Bucks. I know you've said it'll be better this week, but kind of explain to the masses what happened. You know, in your mind's eye, what happened with the Falcons run game? Was it the first game? Was it the Bucks? Was it a combination? Like, give us your
It's the Bucks. It's the first game of the season. They have 3 levels of guys who are great at playing against the run. Yaya Diaby, Chris Braswell on the outside. Hassan Reddick is solid. They have Servassier Dennis and Levante David, who are both great at flowing to the ball from the middle linebacker roles. They have Vita Vea, who eats 3 guys when you're blocking them.
Yep.
Kalijah Kancey was doing a great job penetrating. Greg Gaines was doing a great job penetrating. I mean, just that entire combination. Even their corners were playing the run well. Between Parrish and Dean and McCollum, they were all getting up in the run and playing. Winfield and Tyke were doing a good job playing the run. Like, that Bucks defense is really, really, really good.
Okay.
So, and the Falcons put up 360 yards on them.
And you know what? That was sad because I think we gave up less, did we not? First of all, I think we
won like 250.
Yeah, we won the time of possession. It wasn't even close, right?
We won
That's what hurt my heart, is that we won every other category but the score, right?
Yeah, we won time of possession. We won fourth down efficiency, third and fourth down efficiency. We won total yards. We won total plays. We won yards per play. We won passing yards. We were low on rushing yards. That happens. We had a 10-minute advantage in time of possession. We had more penalties, but for less yards. Like, there was so much that, like, we won in this game, but the points. We had 7 more first downs.
Yep.
Like, we were just a way more efficient offense. We just couldn't get it fucking going in the points department. And we still scored 20. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like we had a shit day. We just couldn't close on it. Yeah. The red zone was where we screwed up. Red zone, we were 1 for 2. They were 1 for 1. If we were 2 for 2 instead of 1 for 1,
game's over.
Instead of 1 for 2, that's game. Mm-hmm. That's game right there. That's 4 points right there.
Yeah. It's game over. So, Carrie says, sorry guys, I had to leave for a bit, so I missed it, and I came back to the show live. Hey, Carrie, at least you came back. You do not have to apologize. We're just glad you came back, my friend. All good. Silk Legacy says 58-3. Carrie says, I wish I would have made the bet when they had the line for Penix at 2,700 yards. Man. I wish I would have made that bet too, Carrie. Jeez.
2,700 was the line for Penix. Pitt's line was like 550 for receiving yards, and London's line was like 1,100 for receiving yards. I would have bet the over on all 3 on a parlay and just been gold.
Damn.
Because they ain't no way, unless he gets hurt, they ain't no way Penix isn't breaking that.
Yeah. No, you're right. Craig Cut Koo says, we can't let the game come down to depending on Koo. I agree with that. Carrie says, really felt like we beat ourselves because we beat them in almost every category. Silk Legacy says Grady Jarrett is injured. Oh, wow. Well,
that sucks.
That does suck. Well, at least he got his money. But you never want to see a guy like Grady get hurt. I mean, in my heart, he'll always be a Falcon.
He will always be a Falcon.
I don't care what the Bears say.
He's not a Falcon right now.
I know, but he'll always be a Falcon in my heart.
But he'll always be a Falcon to me.
Yep. Carrie says, yeah, I was saying all off season on the show that we have to be better in the red zone this season. We do. Scott, I'm going to respect your time. I know you got a role. Please tell these folks where they can find you. Obviously, they can find you here
Find me
either
here
Wednesdays, Thursdays, or Fridays. But go
wh-
ahead, Scott. I'm sorry.
whenever it is. You always find me here. You can find me on Twitter at Karasik S. And yeah, I've still got that Substack. Still haven't written that article. It happens.
Okay. It's okay.
And hopefully I can get some new graphics for us in this next week. But
All
I'm gonna
good,
need you to
man.
send me some stuff.
All good, man. All good. It is yeah, man. It's we got to get this game, Scott. That's all I know. We got to get this game. So, hey, to everybody who joined, we appreciate you. Can't thank you guys enough. Want to thank everybody for coming in the show. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be with us for this brief time to discuss these Falcons as we so love doing it. Hey, man, hopefully you guys have an amazing day. If you have time tomorrow, please come check me out as we will be doing Blade 2 tomorrow.
Great movie.
You liked it. Okay. That's awesome. I got to watch it again. I'm
The
normally
whole-
better about it. Like I've normally watched it by this time this week, but oh my God, this week was just
that whole trilogy to me is what really brought Marvel back.
Yeah, it did. As a matter of fact, I think Stan Lee said that. Stan Lee said that in some interview. He did say that. So you are correct. But yeah, man, all good. So hey, to everybody who joined us, want to thank you guys. Could again appreciate you. Thank God for waking me up this morning and send all you guys my path and sending Scott my path. And hey, man, hopefully we'll have a victory and we can talk about it on Sunday. And last but not least, I want to thank Mr. Jack Spade and Eric Parker for giving my start in this business. As always, I want to thank Miss Carrie. She is also one of my podcast friends and mates and the best producer in the world and a pretty damn good podcaster as well. You guys have a great weekend. Go Falcons. And hey, man, see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. T-Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart with the soul so free. My ATL sports show, it's the place to be. T-Will, taking flight. Falcons and Braves, yeah, we're feeling right. So bring that energy, let the city resonate. With T-Will on the mic, we're gonna celebrate.